Catholic Home Life. My name is Lindsay and this is Kristen. And some of you might know she has a YouTube channel called Everyday Catholic. And she just happened to be in the area and she's like, hey, can I come over? And I was like, that's awesome. So we have just met each other for the first time and we wanted to do a video together. So this is us doing our first video. Who knows if we'll ever do it again. Okay, so last night I was folding my laundry and I listened to, for the first time, to this podcast that a friend just told me about. The podcast is by Sister Miriam James. It's called Abiding Together. And then she has two co-hosts that are mothers and wives, and their names are Heather Kim and Michelle Benzinger. So this was my first time listening to their podcast, and it was like their first one to start out the year 2019. And what they did is they each picked a word for the year, which I've heard a lot of people doing that lately, and I have actually never done that before. Have you?
Neither.
Yeah, I've never done it before. So they each picked a word, and it was a word that they prayed for. They prayed to God for inspiration, that this word would be something that would be cultivated in their hearts and it would be manifested in their life. And one of the women said that at the end of the year, they've done this for 3 years, and at the end of the year, it's really fun to look back and to see how the word like revealed itself in their lives. So this is my first time, like I said, and I'm really excited to see how God will use this word in my life. So what we're gonna do is I am going to talk to Kristen and to hear her word on my channel. And then what I'd love for you to do is to head over to her channel. It's called Everyday Catholic. And then she's gonna ask me what my word is on her channel. So we're gonna do like a little swap. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your word?
My word is seek.
Seek.
Because I want to always seek God in my everyday life and seek His will and not my own will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have a few questions to kind of help to pull out more about this word, because we want to know more about this word seek. So there's 4 questions, and these were questions that were on the podcast that I listened to, the Abiding Together podcast. So why is that word useful to you in your life?
So as Catholics, I know that God needs to be our priority in our everyday life. So the word seek, I just want to always come back to that word, to always seek God every day in life. So to prioritize Mass and adoration. I didn't go to adoration that much this past year. And also just to seek His will and not my will with all of my decisions this year, to just pray and ask for God's will.
Mm-hmm. So did you have a holy hour in years past, or no?
No, I've never done a holy hour. So this word seek will help me to stay focused on God and His will and not
seeking Him.
Yes, seeking Him and not my will.
I like that. So then the next question is, how did you discern this word?
So I'm in this stage of life that I wasn't expecting at all. You know, I thought by this time in my life I would have lots of babies, and I would not have started a YouTube channel at all if my life went according to my plan, which was lots of babies. So since I'm at this stage of life where I actually have a lot of time, I have a lot of options with how to use my time, I thought seek was the best word, because we're in this crazy world that, you know, tells us that all these other things are important, and, you know, I have a lot of time, so I could easily fall into those other things. And I just want to just stay focused on God's will, and just with every decision, just try to understand, what does God want me to do, and not what will benefit me, you know, as a person in this crazy world that we live in.
Yeah, I'm always telling my children that God has a specific plan for them and that it's totally unique and different from any other person that has ever lived. Because like the saints are so wonderful and beautiful, But sometimes you read about their lives and you think like, okay, I'll just do what they did. But it's like God wants you to have this unique life and relationship.
Yes.
And that is how you'll set the world on fire, by being you and your own vocation in life. So, so the third question is, how can you cultivate that word seek?
Okay. So I'm feeling called to do the First Fridays devotion. Last year I did the First Saturdays devotion. I actually started First Saturdays and didn't finish, and then did it again. So I finally finished with the 5 consecutive First Saturdays devotion. So this year I want to do the First Fridays, and so that's 9 consecutive Fridays that you receive Christ in communion.
Wait, you said 9? Mm-hmm. You 9. So it's more of a
yes.
commitment. It's more than 5.
Yes. So it's 9. So it's 9 consecutive months, because it's the first Friday of each month, and you offer it up for Jesus's Sacred Heart.
So is that a novena of sorts, since it's 9?
Oh, or... I didn't even. Maybe I should look that up. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. So obviously for the First Friday's devotion, you have to be in a state of grace to receive on the Friday. So of course I want to avoid sin for this First Friday's devotion, but I also just want to avoid sin so that I can move closer and closer to God's will and not my own. So always seeking God's will.
I really like that, because, I mean, obviously we don't want to sin, but just one of the effects of sin is that it clouds our vision, so that it would be harder to seek God if you're, like the more you purify your conscience and you're like cultivating that, and which is how like you need to avoid sin to do that, because sin just clouds everything and it makes it so if you have a clear conscience, a clean conscience, then you can pursue seeking him in your life.
Also just paying attention to all the choices that I feel drawn to, and just praying, God, do you want me to do this? And seeking God's will. And I feel confident, more confident than ever before, that I am doing God's will because of my consecration to Jesus through Mary.
Which I did too.
Yeah.
I did that too.
We both did it on Our Lady of Guadalupe's feast day. So, and I loved...
She's the one that got me to do it.
Oh, but you already had the book, so...
Yeah, I had the book, the total, what is it, Total Consecration?
Or 33 Days.
33 Days to Morning Glory?
Morning Glory.
By Father Gately. And I have tried doing that consecration like 2 or 3 times, and I always do it for like 2 weeks, and then I fall off the bandwagon. But she encouraged me to just like keep going, so I did it. I finished it.
But yeah, I feel so confident that I will, choose God's will, because in that book I learned, when we consecrate ourselves, that Mary will help us. She will push us closer to God. So she'll help me to seek God always in his will and not mine. So
it's good. You did the first year with Mary, and then she'll help you with your second year with Jesus. That's awesome. So then the last question is, how can you share this word with others in your life?
Oh, right. Okay. So a lot of people ask me, about, my life, and also about kids. Everyone asks me about kids.
I'm sure.
All the time. And that's like another topic. But I can share, about how, I'm not going to do IVF or anything like that. Not only, because of the church's teaching, but because I'm accepting God's will and not my own will. So with my own will, yes, I want kids, but I have to discern, what does God want me to do? And so when people ask me about that, that's a way that I can just
witness.
Tell them, life isn't about getting what I want. Oh, I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah.
Sorry. But life is about following God's will.
So Kristen also said that she has some Bible verses that went along with her word that she wanted to share with us.
Yeah. Okay. So when I pray for God's will, I'm really excited to use Psalm 27, and I actually found this prayer on the USCCB's website. But this is just my favorite part of it, which is verse 8. It's, of you my heart speaks, you my glance seeks, Your presence, O Lord, I seek. Also, in Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 through 8, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. And I especially love the Matthew verse because I've sung that a lot, so I almost have it memorized. So that's something easy for me to pray, you know, like if I'm out and about or something.
It's already written on your heart.
Yeah.
I love those verses. Is there another one?
Okay, the last one is from Psalm 34, verse 11. The rich grow poor and go hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. So I love that.
That's really good. I need to get verses for my word. I like that you did that. Because then it's like you have a word and then kind of a motto from God, like his own words.
And a prayer, you know, you can pray on.
Yeah, I really like that. I'll have to go back and do get my own verses.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your word with me and with everyone else.
Thank you for having me on Catholic Home Life.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. And like I said at the beginning, my word that I chose for the year, we are going to go talk about that at her channel, Everyday Catholic. I will have her channel links down below. And I'm so glad that you watched this video. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video. God bless you. Bye.
I'm a crier, sorry.
I'm a crier too. Every time I cry in a video, I feel like my friends out there are gonna be like, oh, she's crying again.